Let's talk about exponents. Let's say I have this number here, 2 to the third. I call 2 the base and 3 the exponent. And 2 to the third just means 2 times itself 3 times, or 2 times 2 times 2. And if you actually multiply that out, that's 2 times 2 is 4, and 4 times 2 is 8, so this equals 8. Let's do one more example. Let's say I have 5 to the 2, or 5 squared. That just means 5 times itself 2 times, or 5 times 5, or 25. Now, what about if you have something to the 1? Let's say you have 3 to the 1. That just means like 3 times itself 1 time, or it just means 3. That's all it is. That's the easiest one. Now let's explore what happens when things get a little bit more counterintuitive, a little bit weirder, a little less obvious. What are we going to do with 3 to the 0? 3 times itself 0 times? Well, that doesn't make any sense. We're going to have to use a pattern to decide what that means. Let's say 3 to the 3, 3 to the 2, and 3 to the 1. We're going to do a kind of a countdown here. 3 to the 3 is going to be 3 times 3 times 3, or 27. 3 to the 2 is 3 times 3, or 9. 3 to the 1, that's just 3. Well, 3. Now let's see what happens as we continue this countdown. I'm going to try to get my detective hat on here and try to figure out what's happening as I go from 27 to 9 to 3. Well, what's happening is I'm actually dividing each of these by 3. 27 divided by 3 is 9. 9 divided by 3 is 3. So the next thing will just be 3 divided by 3. 3 divided by 3 is just 1. And 3 to the 0 is 1. In fact, anything to the 0 is 1 for the same reason. You could do a similar countdown with 5 or 52 or 9 million. And if you did that same process, you'd eventually get to the idea, see the pattern that whatever number to the 0 is 1. But you know what I can do? I can take this countdown even further. I can go to 3 to the negative 1. To do that, I just divide by 3 again. And to make my life convenient, I'm going to do that with fractions. 1 over 3. 3 to the negative 2, what's that? I'm going to divide by 3 again. 1/3 divided by 3 is actually 1/9. 3 to the negative 3, it's 1 over 27. Interesting thing to notice that if 3 to the 3 is 27, 3 to the negative 3 is 1 over 27. Notice that none of these answers are negative numbers. You're not going to get negative numbers with exponents. If you start with a positive number, you're only ever going to get positive numbers. You might get fractions, but you're not getting any negatives. 3 to the 0 is 3 to the 0 is 1. 3 to the negative 1, that's just 1 over 3, just like 3 to the 1 is 3. 3 to the 2 is 9. 3 to the negative 2 is 1 over 9. That's how you do regular exponents, that's how you do something to the 0, and that's how you do negative exponents.